Hi, this is Rick Anthony, and welcome to the Someone You Should Know podcast, the podcast that spotlights the stars of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So sit back, relax, have a cold one, and get ready to meet someone you should know. Hi, I'm Rick Anthony, and welcome to this episode of Someone You Should Know, and we feature Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish. This is from 2003. They had just released the album called Hootie and the Blowfish, and I just seen Derek just a couple weeks before at Four Seasons Studio in St. Louis. So here's a chance for us to reminisce a little bit and talk about a couple of dates that they had in St. Louis that were very, very hot, and also Darius's Tales from the Road. So sit back and relax as I reintroduce you to Darius Rucker from 2003.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Darius, how you doing, man?
All right, man. How you?
It's glad to have you on the show. We kind of bumped into each other a couple weeks ago in St. Louis, and that was the first time I got a chance to hear music from the brand new CD. It's simply called Hootie and the Blowfish, and the new single on it is called Space. We're going to play a little bit of that in just a little while. First off, want to have you on the show. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. You're in Huntsville, Alabama tonight, right?
Yeah, we're in Huntsville doing a show today.
Real good. Get any good chance to get any golfing in?
Yeah, I played yesterday. Yeah, we've been playing a little bit on this tour.
All right, now, of the four of you, who's the best golfer?
Me, by far.
What kind of handicap do you have?
I'm carrying 77 yesterday.
You had a 77 yesterday? That's outstanding.
I'll take it.
You know, the first time I actually got a chance to see you guys perform live was a couple years ago back here in St. Louis. You performed at Fair St. Louis. It was like 100 degrees for the 4th of July.
Oh, good. Yes, I remember that show.
Do you remember that show at all?
Oh, my God. It was so hot.
It sure was.
We remember that vividly. We performed at the Arch, at the Arch, didn't we?
Right there at the Arch, and I do believe there was, you know, it's in the heat of the summertime, you have equipment failing in here and there, but you guys really pulled it off, and I wanted to commend you on that. The show is called Tales from the Road, Darius, and we're going to talk a little bit about some road stories and some of the things that you guys do when you're on the road. We talked about golf here, some of the things you guys do to relax and everything. But first off, let's talk about the CD. The CD is simply called Hootie and the Blowfish. It's your 5th release, right?
Yeah, it's our 5th album, 4th studio record, and you know, we're just proud of it. It's the first record we put out in about 4 years, and it was great to get back together and be a band again, man.
Yeah, because you had a solo project last year, didn't you?
Yep, yeah, I put a solo project out last year, and you know, we've had, but you know, just trying to be Hootie and the Blowfish again.
Exactly right, and I have to admit this is coming from the heart. 2 of my all-time favorite songs are Hootie and the Blowfish songs, and
Thank you.
And they are not your mainstream Hootie songs. From Cracked Rear View, I'm Coming Home is one of my favorites, and from Musical Chairs, Bluesy Revolution.
Oh, thank you. I love bluesy, man. We play bluesy. We got to pull that out. Yeah, I love that song.
The first time I actually heard you play Bluesy Revolution was at that St. Louis show, and I'm sitting there going, "My God, what a great song!" Yeah,
that song's rock and roll, man.
I really love that. You do every once in a while. You do a cover song in your set, and that particular day, you guys did "Black Magic Woman" and "Gypsy Queen," which is just a tremendous song. What are some of your favorite covers to do?
I really enjoy that a lot. I really like to play the Georgia Satellites. Keep your hands to yourself. We haven't played that in a while, but I love that song.
Now, you guys have been on the road for, good Lord, about 15 years now, right?
Yeah, you know, we've really been on the road for, you know, most of the last 15 years. It's been fun, but it's been an experience, that's for sure. It's been a learning experience.
Now, Mike and I talked about this a little bit ahead of time. You can be as clean or as dirty as you want here because we can't edit here, and this is not live by any means right now.
Okay.
Funniest road stories, funniest moments that you and the guys have had on the road.
Oh, man, there's so many of them. One of the funniest this trip was Sony had a really, really fun party night one night, and he passed out on the couch out here in the front, and everybody, not everybody, but a few of the guys rode on him.
Rode on him?
And, yeah, when he woke up, that was, he was not happy. That was pretty fun. You have to be there for that one. But you know, there's so many stories between, you know, we've been on this bus for 10 years, you know, between all the girls and, you know, before the marriages, of course. Between all the girls and all the partying we've done. God, I can't think of a specific one to tell you, but I'll come up with one.
What happens on the road stays on the road. I remember.
Always.
Always. You and the guys have any pre-concert rituals?
Yeah, we usually sit around and we jam a little, like, you know, we'll sing and play, and then we'll do a shot. We do a shot every single night to certain people. It's just something that's really grown into. It's part of our show now.
Who's the prankster of the band?
Sony, definitely. Sony. Yeah, he's the one who likes to. He can dish it out really well, but he can't take it too good.
I'll tell you one thing. He's a hell of a drummer.
He can play.
I really and truly. Now, you a couple years ago, you actually had another percussionist in the band.
Well, yeah, we took out Fish for. He played for drums for Fishbone, and we still have Gary Green, who's been playing with us for a long time. He's back with us now, and he's on the road with us. So we always got a percussionist. We talked very briefly about your solo album that you had, and Mark also had one, didn't he? Yeah, Mark put one out called 30 on the Rail. You know, and it was that was a few years back also. Real good. Now, we talked a little bit about cover tunes. Of all the songs that you have in your repertoire that you like to play, as far as the Hootie and the Blowfish songs, is there one that really kind of hits you, that you love to play each night? There's so many of them. We got this new song off the new record called Tears Fall Down. Uh-huh. That Sony wrote that I just love. We don't play it every night, but when we do decide to play it, I just love it. It's just such a beautiful song, and you know, it's one of those songs that when I hear it, I wish I had written it. Even though I still get 20% of it, I wish I had written it. No kidding. Yeah. If anyone wants to find any information about Hootie, they go to Hootie.com. Hootie.com. As a matter of fact, coming up as far as tour dates go, you're playing some gigs basically along the eastern seaboard and down the south. You're coming back to the pageant here in St. Louis on the 7th of December. We're going to have to make plans to come out and see you that night. Hey, come on. It'll be a party. I can guarantee that. We love playing the pageant. That place is just made for rock and roll. Well, outstanding. Once again, the CD's called Hootie and the Blowfish. It's that simple. It's a great CD. As a matter of fact, we're going to give it a couple of spins as we talk a little bit more here. What's the particular vibe of this particular CD, Darius? Why did you guys decide to come together as a band together and get this one out? I think the vibe of this one was just we wanted to go, and record great songs, and maybe do a little something different here and there with with a song like Little Brother or something like that, where it's just nothing like we've ever done before, and it was cool to do that. But you still got your straight Hootie and Blowfish rock and roll songs that you'll always have. The latest release is called Space, and it's short and sweet. It's like, 2.5 minutes long? And 2:10, I think, man. Man. I know. I remember writing it. When we finished writing it, Dean brought that one in. When we finished writing it, I was like, that's it? And then when you listen to the song, and you really say, well, we said everything we got to say. It's a breakup song. We got nothing else to say. We'll leave it at that. All right. Once again, they're at Huntsville tonight. They're going to be in Greensboro in a couple of days. Also, they're playing in Charleston and Mobile and also Perry, Georgia. And we're going to look for you guys in St. Louis, Missouri on the 7th. Ready for that, man. I'm ready to be back. All right, man. Good luck on your golf game, too, man. Thanks, Rick. Take care of yourself, man. See you in December. Yep. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Rick Anthony thanking you again for listening to this episode of Someone You Should Know. Now, if you're an aspiring musician or an established musician that's looking for a little exposure, I invite you to drop us a line at someoneyoushouldknowpodcast@gmail.com. That's someoneyoushouldknowpodcast@gmail.com. Also, I invite you to tell a friend about the Someone You Should Know podcast. I thank you for tuning in this time, and I invite you to check us out next time on the Someone You Should Know podcast, because you never know who's going to show up. Until next time, remember, God loves you, and so do I.